Cause it's over. It's over. Hey, 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 it's over. Oh, oh, it's over. Hey, hey, it's over. Hey, hey, it's over.
Niggas want me to attack it. Put the hood on, all the time me passes. My till Bob sagging. Greedy, I can't pass it. And everything, nigga, no fasting. I don't care what you knew me in the past.
Hey YouTube, I know that it has been a while and I told y'all that I was going to be consistent with my content and I have not been consistent. But listen. First of all, let me slow down. Let me start off by saying that I passed my NCLEX, as y'all have seen by the title of the video. And I am Mackenzie. I make nursing content, lifestyle content, fitness content. I passed the NCLEX, y'all. 85 questions later. 16-month accelerated nursing program. And I did it. It's over. I don't have to worry about that anymore. And I'm so excited, y'all. I just can't, like, okay, but we're gonna get into this video and we're gonna break everything down. I'm gonna let y'all know how I studied for the NCLEX day, leading up to NCLEX, all that fun stuff. Okay, so here we go. I graduated on a Friday. As y'all have seen, I do have that vlog. I can put it up here somewhere. I did graduate on a Friday. I turned up that Saturday, recouped that Sunday, and Monday I started studying. Although I did work full-time from graduation up until my NCLEX date, I took 1 week in between that to just completely study for the NCLEX, like 2 weeks before my NCLEX, but I was working full-time. I started that Monday, taking practice questions. I did work that Monday as well, but I still managed to, when I was at work during my downtime, because y'all know I'm a CNA, and during my downtime at work, I managed to study, look over rationales and stuff, whatever. But I started immediately right after graduation. I started so soon after. I know some people took like a time off. I wasn't doing too good on my like CAT exams, even on my just like exams in nursing school. I mean, as far as it came to the NCLEX prep, I just did not want to take the NCLEX and fail. So I was like, it's time for me to hone in. We gotta start. We gotta do it, because I don't have time to be failing. I mean, I'm so happy that I did not fail. I really studied my butt off. And when it came down to NCLEX, I was not, like, I don't feel like I was ready. I don't think you ever feel like you're ready just because you don't know what to expect. I felt like, you know, I did everything I could do. Like, I didn't BS around. Like, I really studied. I started off using Kaplan because my school used Kaplan. So I know some schools use ATI and HESI, and each course they would do like exit exams or whatever. So we used, Kaplan was ours. And when school finished, I still had maybe 1,500-1,600 practice questions to go, or maybe even less than that, maybe 1,400. I don't know. I still had some practice questions left. I started off doing 100 Kaplan questions a day. I would break it up 50, take a break, and do 50. And then I was like, that's starting to become a lot. And then I finished all the questions. I think I did 100 questions until I finished Kaplan. And I want to say maybe like a month before. I finished Kaplan like a month before my NCLEX. But at the time, honestly, I didn't know when I was going to take my NCLEX. My school did not give us our NCLEX, our ATT, which is our authorization to test, January 8th or January 9th, which was the first day of the new semester. Some people's schools would give them their ATT the day of graduation or soon after graduation, but our school took a minute. From December 14th or 16th, I think I graduated the 15th, December 15th, 14th, up until January 8th, I did not know when I was going to test. I did 100 questions a day, and then a month before I took my exam, which was February 2nd, I bought Archer because I finished all of Kaplan, and then I had purchased Archer, and I started using Archer. I was doing 85 questions readiness assessment, because 85 questions is the max that you can do for their readiness assessments or whatever, and it is time. With Kaplan, I would take a break with every 50 questions, and then I would start, because Kaplan you can only do 85 questions as well, I think, but since I was doing 100, I would do 50 and 50, but Archer you can only do 85, and I was like, you know what, 100 is a lot. I don't want to burn myself out, so I'm just gonna start doing this max they do for Archer, which is 85. So I would take a break after 40 questions, and I will also, during my break, I would just maybe eat BS on my phone. Honestly, most of the time I'll just sit down, go to like a different area of the room, sit down on my phone, scroll TikTok, Instagram, whatever, or like do laundry or do something to fill up my little break. And I didn't really have a specific time. It was just, okay, let me get back to the test. You know, I didn't take like an hour break or anything. Maybe max like 5 to 7 minutes. 10 would honestly be pushing it. But you know how I get when you can aimlessly start scrolling. But I didn't take that long because it still was a time test or whatever. And the timer still will be going. Stella Rosa Black, I'm grown, honey. We drink wine here. Usually I drink my coffee. I think it's your first time seeing me drink wine. Baby, we 28, honey. We 28. Okay, let me stop. Kaplan, I took 2 CAT exams, and the CAT exams are just mock NCLEX exams. So it'll shut off after a certain amount of questions, and it'll tell you your likelihood of passing. So with Kaplan, I did there 2 because we had to do 2 during my school. I didn't use it. We had 1 more left and I didn't do it because Kaplan, I don't know. I just, even though Kaplan has a very high passing rate, I don't think it was the best for me personally, but we'll get into that. I took 3 with Archer. I took 3 CAT exams with Archer like around the time I first got it, halfway through, and maybe like a little less than a week before my NCLEX. But I can't say I passed the first 2, and that third one, I passed the first 2 in 85, and then that third one I failed it in 85. And when I say I started freaking out because I was like, damn, I got less than a week to, it's time to take my NCLEX, and I passed my mock NCLEX exam. I've been doing so good. What in the world? I started freaking out, but that's neither here nor there. I also like to help me study. I started off using the videos that were on Kaplan, but those videos were so freaking long, and I really didn't even know when I first started off. It's also new, so I first started off just like, okay, I was thinking like, what do I need to go study for? So I would go through and be like, okay, I don't know about this, so let me go or whatever and take a look at a video on this. And that was just not the right thing to do. And I started looking at Kaplan, but those videos would be so long, and honestly after taking a readiness assessment and then like studying over notes and rationales, looking at a long video was just not appeasing. Like it was just like, it was just another task to do. So I started looking at shorter videos like Level Up RN and Simple Nursing. Those videos, perfect. Level Up RN especially has short videos, and I want to say for the NCLEX, realistically, you don't need to know too much. You just need to know the bare minimum, and she told you everything you needed to know. When I would be taking my practice exams, my readiness assessments, I would say if it was a question, I would get to a question and it would be on a topic that I just wasn't familiar with, or I did not know at all. I did not know at all. I would write down the topic and I would watch a video after later on. So I made a list. let me show you my list of when it came all down to it. This was my list of content review. My handwriting is horrible, y'all. I'm not a girl with nice handwriting by any means. I don't know if y'all can see this, but look, this is what it looked like. When I got done, I would just check it off. But this is everything that I would write down while I was taking it. The last couple of ones, I honestly didn't watch videos on because it was like the day before the NCLEX. And I was like, I'm not about to try to, you know, I do pretty good on my readiness assessments. I'm not about to overdo it. You know, if I don't know about it, I just don't know it. And after all of my readiness assessments, I would write down all the rationales of the questions I got wrong. Or say if I got a question right and I didn't know why I got the question right, I still write that rationale down as well. I read every single rationale, 85 questions each time. With Archer especially, I think at the beginning with Kaplan, I wouldn't read everything. I would only read it if I got wrong, and I think that's where I messed up. With Archer, I was just like, okay, we gotta get to business. I'm gonna make sure I look at every single question, every single rationale. I wrote down every rationale I looked at, and that's funny because I know some people say they didn't look at any of their rationales over. I looked at every single rationale. When it came to studying, I would study at home in my mom's office that's next to me because she has like a desk and a chair or whatever, so it kind of like was a good study environment. Or I would go to the library. I went to the library a lot. I kind of like the library because the library is supposed to be quiet, but I mean, it's not like dead quiet, and I think it kind of mimicked the actual NCLEX testing site because it wasn't dead quiet, and then you hear people moving around. You can even hear the proctors outside, like I guess talking, but not like too loud, but you can still hear them like checking people in because you have to get checked in one by one. I think my test was at 1 o'clock. I don't think I actually started my test till about like 1:20-ish or whatever, and I walked in maybe around like 12:40, 12:50-ish or whatever. Now let's talk Archer versus Kaplan. I'm gonna start out with Archer because Archer was my favorite. Archer's rationales were so good. I'm telling you, Archer, when I was first going into nursing school, I would look at videos like this and I kept seeing people say, you world. It's not too many people would say Archer, and then, so I thought, I was like, okay, I'm gonna use U-World. U-World is good. Honestly, I wasn't gonna use anything else but Kaplan because my school was like, Kaplan is all you need, Kaplan is all you need. And I'm so happy I did not listen to them. Honestly, Archer is cheap. I maybe cost like $69. I'll fact check that and put it on the screen, but it was not that much. The rationales were amazing. I'm talking about, it broke down stuff so good, so good. So we'll break things down, and on top of that, if I didn't know something, I would go back and look at the videos. Like I said, I would watch Simple Nursing and Level Up RN because the videos were so short. I love the readiness assessments. I'm not sure if Kaplan, okay, Kaplan may have had readiness assessments, but 85 questions. When you get done, it would tell you if you have fail, borderline, high, and very high when you got done. So you could actually like track it, whatever. I think I maybe took 17, 16 readiness assessments. I got my very first readiness assessment was borderline. The rest of them were like high, very high. And with Archer, it's like proven, it's a proven fact that if you get 4 very high results on a readiness assessment consecutively, 4 of them consecutively, then there's a 98% chance that you're going to pass the NCLEX. And I kept getting that boom, 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 boom. I told you I had failed the CAT exam, which was my last CAT exam, and then after that I took another readiness assessment and I got a borderline days before I'm supposed to take the NCLEX. And I think I just started freaking myself out. Honestly, y'all, do not freak yourself out. I know it's very hard to say, like me being on the other side now. It is very nerve-wracking to be studying for the NCLEX. I mean, it is what it is. You can't help it. It's gonna be nerve-wracking. But don't psych yourself out too much. And I was getting in my head. 2 days before my NCLEX was my last time doing a readiness assessment. Oh no, so I took the CAT and I got a fail, and then I took another readiness assessment and got a borderline. Mind you, I did work, because y'all know I work 3rd shift, and I got off of work at 7 in the morning, came home, took a nap, woke up around 2-ish, and took a readiness assessment, and I got borderline. So I try not to beat myself up too much about it. I was like, I gotta fail on the CAT, I got a borderline, I'm gonna fail this NCLEX. But I was like, Mackenzie, you haven't slept for real, you just got off of work. Don't beat yourself up about it. And then the next time I took another one, I think I got like high and then a very high. My last readiness assessment before the NCLEX, I got a very high, so I felt pretty confident. I was like, okay, whew. If I didn't get that, I would have really started freaking out, but I got a very high chance of passing. People also would ask, do you think Archer is harder than Kaplan? I don't really want to say it was harder because it just was different. The questions they asked you, the topics were very different. I feel like with Archer, I got so many endocrine questions, but it like seeing those endocrine questions and me doing my research, it really prepared me for the NCLEX. It just really made me understand endocrine more. I can say that I did see one of the topics on my NCLEX for sure, maybe a couple days before the NCLEX. It was a topic on pheochromocytoma, and I didn't know what that was until I had it on Archer, and I looked at the rationale. Then I looked at a YouTube video, and it's like a tumor that causes high blood pressure, whatever. And I had 2 questions on my NCLEX about pheochromocytoma. I'm so happy that I had actually did my due diligence, because I almost didn't look up that one, and I just almost went based off of the rationale. But I'm happy I did look at the video, because it just, if I didn't look at that video, I probably really wouldn't have known, you know, the answer to those questions. And I'm pretty sure I got those questions right on the NCLEX. I do feel like Archer better prepared me than Kaplan. It just did. I'm sorry. Like, I'm all for Archer. Archer. I say get Archer. Oh, another plus about Archer is Archer has unlimited CAT exams, unlimited readiness assessments. Kaplan, you only had them 3 CAT exams, and I didn't know they had readiness assessments until maybe like a week or 2 before my NCLEX, because my study group was, have y'all taken the readiness assessments? I didn't even know we had a readiness assessment. But I guess they had them. I don't really know. It's funny because it was 3 of us in my study group. The guy took his the day before me, and then me and the girl took ours the same day, different locations at the same time. Our tests all shut up for 85 questions. We all passed. Like, we're just so happy. I haven't heard anybody in my program yet who failed their NCLEX, honestly. I've heard of some people, I don't know their results yet, but some people timed out. Some people they didn't finish, but they took the whole amount of time and the test shut off on them. But I've heard that happening to people and they still pass. I really want to know. I need to touch bases because I really want to know if they passed or not, because I think it's a chance that they could have still passed. So let's talk about Kaplan. Kaplan, for me personally, I feel like the look of NCLEX mimicked Kaplan more. Some people say they feel like it was Archer. They ain't never used Kaplan. Kaplan have a dark bluish color while you're taking it. NCLEX is a dark blue color. Archer is like a light blue color, which kind of made, I mean, it don't really matter, but when I was taking it, I was okay, this is kind of familiar, remind me of Kaplan. And I was like, dang, is the question's gonna be hard like Kaplan? I was just like, oh my gosh. Honestly, when I was taking the NCLEX, I was on question number 6, and I was like,
this kind of easy.
I was like, this kind of easy. I'm not gonna say the NCLEX was easy, but I will say it was not the hardest exam I've ever taken, but it was not the easiest. But we're gonna get more into the actual exam. The rationales were not that great. And when I would use sometimes the rationales just weren't, they didn't go into depth. Archer just really went into depth. Kaplan didn't really go into depth. I didn't feel like I had a better understanding after some of those rationales. I'd be like, what the? I still don't know. I still don't know I don't know. So I can't say Archer had better rationales. And like I said, they had limited CAT exams. I don't really know about the readiness assessments. I'm assuming they had them because somebody said, but I don't know. So we're gonna talk about the days approaching. I told y'all I started freaking myself out. I took that 3rd CAT exam and I failed. I think I got a 50. So okay, so my first CAT exam, I got a 72% chance of passing. And they say as long as you're on like the 60-65% chance, you keep getting that, that's good. And I got a 72 on a CAT exam. I was like, woo. And then the second one, I think I maybe got like a 63, which is still good. I passed. And then the third one, I got a 58. Is that 58? I don't know, I can let y'all know. It was low though. And I was just like, oh my God, So I started freaking myself out. I took that next readiness assessment and I got borderline, and I was just like, what the? Like, I had been doing so good. I was just like, don't tell me I'm about to start losing it now that it's time to get to the NCLEX. But somebody told me that the day before the NCLEX, do not study, just drink some wine and relax. I can say that the day before, the only thing I did was review I had like 2 things of rationales that I had to review, and I had just reviewed those, and then that was it. After that, I had got me some Pinot Grigio earlier that day, and I drank me 2 things of wine. I relaxed, and I took that note. I'm so happy I took that because I needed a mental day to relax. I had been spending days, at this point, about 2 months worth of studying for the NCLEX, so I was drained, mentally burnt out. If I didn't pass the NCLEX on the first time, I was just like, dang, I don't know if I can keep doing this. I deserted so much of myself into this NCLEX or studying for this NCLEX. I know people say if they would have did it over again, they probably wouldn't have did it like that, but honestly, I don't even know if I can say that because me going so hard, I'm pretty sure played a major part into me actually passing the NCLEX the first time in 85 questions. And I do want to say that the beginning of the year, I write down manifestations, my goals for the year, and that was one of my goals, was to pass the NCLEX for the first time in 85 questions. I'm gonna show you, hold on. Let me show y'all. So this right here is not gonna say 85, but everything, but I wrote down 85 in other like portions, but this one's just gonna say pass the NCLEX in the first try. So we're gonna show y'all. Pass NCLEX first try. Not too much in my business, but I did it, y'all. Like, I manifested it. Faith without works is dead. You have to actually have the faith, put in the work, and I don't know what y'all believe in. I talked about religion on here before, but I put it into God's hands. I did it. I put it into his hands. I was like, you prepared me this whole way, every step of the way. When I thought I wasn't gonna make it, you made a way for me, and I put it in his hands. The day of the exam. So the day of the exam, I did go to the gym. I woke up late that day. I actually wanted to wake up earlier, but I woke up late. So I just went to the gym and did like 20 minutes on the treadmill on incline, just 20 minutes. And then I did some abs and I left. Went home, showered, made me some coffee. And then I drove to the testing center just so I knew where it was at, because I knew I wanted to give me something to eat. Nothing too crazy, nothing too heavy. I know I wanted to give me something to eat, so I just drove to the testing center so I knew where it was at. I drove like maybe 8-10 minutes away, got some Chick-fil-A. But Chick-fil-A, of course, at like 12 o'clock is gonna be packed because it's lunch. Oh, and it's just the worst. Anyways, I'm here. I'm here somewhere else, but I got me some Chick-fil-A nuggets, a little 6-8 count, whatever. Ate that on the way back to the testing site. Called my mom, we prayed real quick, then I went inside. I was going to record me before my NCLEX, after, and then like the day of me receiving my results. I don't know, when I be in the moment, I be in the moment, and I was just like, that's the last thing on my mind. I'm just trying to get in and get out. I left my phone in my car. I just didn't want to have to deal with anything. I just was like, you know, let me leave my phone in my car. I guess you could bring it in. They made you turn it off, put it in a little envelope, like a bag, and they had to cut your phone out of the bag when you left. You can bring everything you want to. They have a locker, you shut it with a key, and you take your key with you everywhere you go, and your ID. I just left it in there or whatever. I didn't want to deal with all that. When I first started, you know, them nerves got the best of you, but you know, just took my deep breath. Anytime I felt overwhelmed or I just felt a little anxious, I started to just take a deep breath, and I was like, you got this. Very much a words of affirmation situation. I took a break at 40 questions. It took me about 3 hours to take my exam, honestly, but I took a break at 40 questions. Went out, went to the bathroom, put some chapstick on because I left my chapstick because I didn't want them to think I was cheating or nothing. I left my chapstick, got a sip of water. You couldn't leave the testing site, but you could leave like the little office space or whatever. I went to the bathroom. I went to where the stairs were, and it was like a very open patio you could see outside, and I just sat there for a couple minutes, took a deep breath, told myself, you got this, Mackenzie, you got this, you got this. And then I went back in and I finished. Like I said, I started around 1:20. When I got back in my car, I think it was like 3:43. So it took me a good minute to actually take that exam, like over almost 3 hours, over 2 hours for sure. I texted my friend who we were in nursing school together, and I was like, my test shut off at 85, and she was like, call me, and we like talked. She take hers this week. I know she's gonna do good. What's next for me? I will be starting my first nursing job on a progressive care unit. I'm so excited. My new job actually sent me like a card in the mail, and it's like right there, this little green thing. They sent me a card in the mail. I literally got it yesterday telling me, we're looking forward to meet you. Every Black people signed. It was like, looking forward to meet you, and put their names, whatever. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, that was so freaking sweet of them. Now that I don't have to worry about doing homework, that's why I have been so like not on YouTube. I said I was going to be on YouTube more consistent when I graduated, but I didn't know everything that was going to encompass to pass that NCLEX. I needed to just hone in. So I just took that time to really focus on passing the NCLEX. But now I'm going to be creating more content. Y'all going to see me very consistently making more content. I'm about to grow this YouTube thing. My channel has been growing slowly but surely. It's still growing even though I haven't been consistent. And when y'all comment things on it saying that you like my content, it just really makes me feel good, makes me feel helpful. My goal is to just let people know the real about nursing school, especially the accelerated nursing students who are older, who are taking this role, who have prior degrees. So many of y'all have told me that y'all have degrees in other majors and y'all going back. People have degrees in exercise science just like me, and they can relate. I just want to be that for y'all, and now I'm going to show y'all what the other side of nursing school look like, because it's over. It's over. Hey, hey, hey. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. And I'm also gonna be traveling more. I'm gonna bring y'all along with the trips. So this year I have 3 international trips planned. 1 is a cruise, and the 2 are just like at an all-inclusive. The last one's gonna be my birthday trip of the year, but I wanna bring y'all along with those. I'm also gonna be doing little trips here and there. I already have like a Houston trip planned too. But y'all gonna see me. Y'all gonna see me out traveling. It's gonna be a travel, lifestyle, nursing channel. Okay, y'all gonna see me going out more. You're gonna just see me overall enjoying life. What's next for me also is to move out of my parents' house. As y'all know, I broke up with my ex and moved back in with my parents while I graduated nursing school. Very humbling experience because I'm 28 right now and I'm back at home, but it's okay because by the end of the year I will be back on my own, getting me a new car. I'm not gonna just rush out. I'm gonna give myself time to do all of those things because I'm trying to be fiscally, financially responsible. When I make decisions or moves, I try to be calculated. I don't try to just do things off of impulse, because that's when things go wrong. When you do things off of impulse, every time that's when they go wrong. So I'm not in a hurry to move out, although I have plans. I have a plan to move out by a certain time. I have a savings plan. I have a plan, y'all. I have a plan. So y'all gonna see me do all that fun stuff, and I'm just excited, y'all. I just can't believe that I did it. I literally remember me making my first YouTube video, not my first one, but my first one for nursing school, like me how I make A's and B's in nursing school. And that video was like my first video on my YouTube to actually do good. And then we have this one. I'm here letting y'all know I passed the NCLEX. I really passed the NCLEX, y'all. It's over. It's over. Now I don't know what to do with my time because I ain't became a nurse yet. I ain't making no nurse money, so I really be in the house bored. I got my first month schedule already. I had the education part. I'm waiting for the unit to send over like the unit schedule, but I got everything. And I started doing stuff for my new job, like paperwork and all that fun stuff. It's not fun, but I'm just looking forward to it. And I'm so grateful for everybody who's been on this journey with me. And stay tuned, please. Thank y'all for being patient with me. But stay tuned and click that subscribe, click that notification bell, because the videos is about to be on and popping. Yeah. Love y'all. Bye.
Niggas want me to attack it. Put the hood on, all they calling me dashes. Until the Bob said, greedy, I can't pass it. Never been nigga no fashion, I don't care.